Welcome back to my channel. Let's see how this yummy cinnamon rolls was made. The list of ingredients will be in the description box, but the ones I can remember I'll just mention as I go. So here is, I used 1 tablespoon of yeast and I let it sit. I'll tell you what happened to that one later. So I measured out 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and this is a little bit of nutmeg. So this is the yeast, it did not rise at all, so I had to do another batch. 1 tablespoon of yeast, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and half cup of water, lukewarm water. So I let it sit for about 5 minutes, and this is the result, and that's what we are going for. So I added in the egg, the half cup of milk. I just dissolved 1 sachet of pig milk into the half cup of water, normal room temperature water. So this is 1/3 cup of sugar, and this is teaspoon of salt. Mix everything together, and then I'm combining in the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. So I'll just do that quickly, and I set aside, I measured out extra 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour for dusting of the surface and for kneading. So you just mix everything together, and when it's well combined, then you bring it onto your clean work surface and start kneading. Dust your work surface so it doesn't stick to the work surface. You knead by stretching it with your thumb. You stretch with your thumb as you knead. So this took about almost 10 minutes. So this is the toughest part of this work. Oh. This can be so discouraging, but the outcome is worth it. So you just have to keep doing it, and this is 1 tablespoon of margarine. You mix it in at this stage. Guys, this cinnamon roll came out very well. Oh. I didn't even expect that it to come out well, because I always used to have this feeling that I don't like cinnamon smell, the flavor. I didn't really like it, but it came out well. Everything was just perfect. So when it bounces back, it's ready, and you can test it again to see by stretching it out and let it stretch without breaking. Then you know that your dough is ready. So you let it rest in an oiled bowl. You oil your bowl, oil the dough also, not very little oil. Cover it very well and keep it in a warm place, maybe inside the cupboard. Me, I used the oven. I kept it in the oven for about 35 minutes. So when it was in the oven, I just added in half cup of brown sugar, then 1/3 cup of butter, that is the margarine, and then I mix it together. At this stage, I was almost forgetting the main ingredient, which is the cinnamon. So you add in your 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, but I added in half at a time. I was just contemplating about the quantity, but everything was 1 tablespoon in total. So this is the dough after it has rested, and it has doubled in size, as you can see. So it's time to punch to release the air bubbles. Then you flour your work surface again, spread it out and roll out. Then with your cinnamon and brown sugar paste and margarine paste, all the mixture, you just spread it on your dough evenly. I use the spoon, you can use a spatula if you have one. or you can even use a knife. So I decided to cut it like this. There are other methods you can use. You can roll over and then divide into smaller portions, but I decided to use this method. You have to tuck it in properly so that it will not scatter in the pan when it's baking. As you are rolling, you are tucking it in properly. So you want to pinch it so that it would seal up properly. And this is what we have. You allow this to rest again for about 10 minutes and take into the oven, already preheated oven, for about 30 minutes. And this is what we have. Very nice. The blend of flavors was perfect. The caramelization of the brown sugar, perfect. The taste and flavor of the cinnamon, perfect. Everything. Just imagine this as your breakfast with a nice cup of tea by the side and whatever you want to add with it. All the riches. Enjoy this with your family. And you're good to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.